thought this could wait till after dinner. But your father and I have talked. You are not to play Mario Kart or go skateboarding for 3 weeks.
No.
And you are not going to sit on that internet either.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. TalkRadar. Whoop. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Okay, just because everybody's so fucking adamant about doing this.
Yes.
Who do we have in the studio? I mean, fucking conference room.
Nintendo editor extraordinaire, Brett Elston.
Cut. I wanted Michael to go first.
Oh. PlayStation editor Michael Raparez.
And who is in the house?
Associate Features Editor Shane Patterson.
Not doing any of those things we discussed in the last podcast.
but no one out there knows that. So.
Okay, oh, that's right.
Well, we had GLaDOS explain what might have gone on.
Might have happened.
If you didn't listen last week, you should go listen to Talk Radar number 11 for the most lengthy cut piece I think we've ever had.
My sexual deviance was described in great detail and had to be
It wasn't all you. A lot of it had to do with baby blood.
I'm okay with that.
And there's the first cut of the week.
To go. I've been drinking again. It's a very drinky podcast.
Christ.
GTA soundbite. Nice.
Oh, guess what? Shane, what am I?
Italian?
No, I am a man of my word. and I promised
tonight people are going to die.
I promised that I would freeball in the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And Shane, get some verification. Hold on.
All right.
Why? Okay, Chris is actually taking off his pants, and he is not wearing any.
Yes,
they're making
those are pubes. Yes,
he is not wearing any underwear.
It was like a muffin top squished together against a hot dog. Strange.
All right, so this is a podcast about video games, I think, right?
Damn straight. Damn straight. Did anybody see the stem?
I didn't know balls could shape a camel toe.
I think there's a term for that. But
Okay, see, but yeah, we had to get some of that because you know what we've been accused of all this week. Well, first we had mediocre game babes
last Friday.
last week. Mm-hmm. Monday we had what we'll talk about in a second. Today we had
games versus girls. Whose are better?
yes,
Actually, that was on Wednesday because you're hearing this on Friday.
Oh, this is Friday.
This is Wednesday.
I was podcasting from the past, people. We do this live. If anybody would like to call in, the number is... okay, no. No one wants to play along with that. Yeah, we are not misogynists.
No.
Does anybody else want to say... How much do we love women? Hold on. Can I cue some music?
I am sure you will anyway.
Yeah? Okay. Now, I'd like to talk about how much we respect and love women.
I get what he's doing.
What am I doing?
He's being subversive.
I'm not being subversive. This time I played at my parents' wedding. This is a beautiful song.
This was the first dance. Heartless bastards.
It was. This is DJ Mother Grabbing Assault.
All right. Yeah, apparently there were comments levied against our top 7 irritating female characters, which we're now going to discuss. It's done pretty well. It's a lot of people looking at it. It's been mentioned a lot of places, but Michael actually wrote it because he hates all women.
Yes.
I do. No, I don't.
Okay.
That's a fucking lie.
He is engaged to a woman.
I am.
Real
engaged
women?
to a woman who doesn't like misogyny. So.
First on this list was old Ashley Williams from the Mass Effect.
Yes.
Who's a race... Who
internet I knew about, and that's why I didn't use in mediocre game babes, because that bitch is milquetoast as a motherfucker.
What?
Yes.
You heard motherfuckers be milquetoast? Discuss.
I didn't believe it was cute and right in the right place.
So yes, Ashley Williams from Mass Effect, and as a fan of the game, went through that shit 3 times. The only game in a lot, like many years I've played that much. She's a xenophobic, racist, speciesist, pissed off, angry, and doesn't really serve a purpose for romance other than an achievement, I think.
She's kind of like Michelle Rodriguez in Lost.
Yeah,
And we all know what happened to her.
She got railed by the redneck. All right.
Yeah,
She fucked for a gun. That's low. that's Mad Max bullshit.
We're so relevant talking about Lost. It's so great.
Yeah.
And women.
I brought it up, which makes it relevant.
So the next one on the list, after Ashley Williams, who also has the unfortunate convenience of being named after Ash Williams from Evil Dead and Army of Darkness.
This is true.
Is Minnie Mouse from Minnie Mousecapade, and everyone hates that bitch so much.
Yeah, she is the main reason that Mickey Mousecapade was the only shitty Disney-themed NES game until that stupid one that was based on Disneyland itself.
No, don't say that. I knew you
like that game. I
You
like
that game? That looked retarded.
I was going to play.
Oh,
no,
can't
here
say
comes
that.
the Magic Kingdom music. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
I have the soundtrack.
What I love is I play that game, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, a lot at church camp, and I would always name my character something foul. And so the Nintendo's never reset, so everybody would be playing as asshole or Dingleberry, and you just hear someone scream from across the room, and I would just be wringing my hands. Yes,
It's a good game, but infinitely inferior is Minnie Mousecapade because she's an AI controlled. I used both of those terms loosely, AI and controlled, because all she would do is actually she's not AI. Like she jumps when you
match exactly what you.
Technically, she's controlled by you, but she just does everything like half a second after you tell Mickey to do it.
It's okay when you get that second star.
Yeah.
As far as time jumping, which is a necessity in almost any NES platformer, holy fucking balls, codependence at its worst. Minnie dies, so do you. What the fuck?
Yeah. And I've seen people who like haven't played games in years and go and like parties in college, like, somebody would break out an NES or there would already be one there, and it's like, oh wow, let's play all these old shitty games I haven't played. And I saw so many different occasions, different people pull out Mickey Mousecapade and be like, oh, I remember playing this when I was like 6, and all of them getting so mad they'd be. I'll kill you. So many of them like throwing the controller, like fuck this stupid game, and getting more mad at that than like. Like actual injustice that is happening in their lives, and they're just like, "Fuck that stupid."
It was back. That must have been in the infancy of the NES because there was invisible enemies.
Yeah, it was early.
But like that's just mean.
Yeah, confession, I never actually played this game until I sat down to write this article because when I was a kid, all my friends who had played it were like, "Oh man, that game is fucking terrible. Stay away from that. If Minnie falls in a pit, you die."
This leads me into my confession. I didn't have any friends to tell me that kind of thing.
Until Michael wrote the article.
I got reluctantly. My dad bought me a video game, or an NES, because my dad hates games. He never bought me shit, and I always wanted to play catch and some other kind of bullshit. My uncle, the nice guy that he was, he went to the store and he asked, "What's the best game I can get this guy?" And he got me RC Pro-Am.
Hell yeah!
That's right. Hell yeah! This is where my confession comes in. I hated RC
I
Pro-Am.
didn't give him like golf or something like that.
How can you hate RC Pro-Am?
I was like 7 or 8.
Dude, so was I.
I was 7 or 8, and I couldn't grasp it, and so I traded it in immediately for the first. I hate old me. Such a douchey little shit that traded it in for the first thing with Mickey Mouse and a weird hat, and it was Mickey Mousecapade. It was my second game ever. Meanwhile, RC Pro-Am is a game I still load up and play today.
Excellent music. One of Rare's earliest games. Yeah. And also, that's the first game I ever got the trademarked Nintendo thumb, where your thumb just gets sore from doing the same thing over and over again. That's the first game where I was like, I've got a blister on my thumb from turning and shooting a remote-controlled car. So next on the list is
Ashley Graham.
Another Ashley from RE4.
Yeah.
Michael does not hate women; he hates Ashleys.
Leon!
Okay, does anyone out there actually like Ashley?
She's hot, if I may say that. Is she underage?
Oh, of course.
Ah, damn it.
Like I said, drive her to Mississippi. Do your business.
It's a Japanese game, so she's probably underage.
Right. But the instruction book, they could just change that in the text. She looks like she's 20. No 14-year-old has a rack like that. I'm sorry.
That's true. Yeah, I think she's actually supposed to be like 20.
Okay, because she comes on to Leon at the end like, "Hey, what the fuck? We're on a jet ski." And he's like, "You're in high school." and the president's daughter.
I see no repercussions from screwing the president's daughter. But yeah, she just gets in your way, and she's a liability. And even when you do get to control her, it's just mostly running away.
Ooh,
you have like oil lamps, don't you? I forget.
You have oil mandatory unarmed stealth sequence that game developers think we all love.
We had to hit the cower button.
Yeah, it's scary because you're a woman and helpless. You can't do a damn thing. Oh, great.
Now I know what it's like to be a woman. No, there's a great YouTube video embedded in the article page on GamesRadar.com of just actually dying over and over again to Metallica's cover of "Die Die My Darling." It's really funny. You are drunk as you are really drunk.
I'm not drunk. I just drank a lot. But
I got your drinking goof juice over there.
Yes, my glass of funny.
All right.
Number 5 on the top 7 irritating horrors.
That was number 5.
Number 4.
Mikiko Ebihara from Daikatana, which is a game I think I'm the only person on staff that's ever played. And that's only because I bought it for $5 off of eBay as a novelty. Because it's like, hey, look, I own one of the worst games ever made! And now I'm going to have to play it like 2 or 3 times to write articles. But yeah, I loaded it up. I said, okay, she's really as irritating as everyone has been saying for like the past 11 years. Turns out that there was a bit where I fired a landmine. There's a gun that shoots out these little proximity mines that stick to things, which is kind of cool, but the second I shot it out, both she and Superfly Johnson, who's not stereotypical at all, both ran over to it, over to where I had shot this mine, stood on top of it while it beeped at them, and then they both got blown up.
What is it? Wait, what's his name? Superfly Johnson?
Yeah, Superfly Johnson.
That sounds like something a rracist cop would use to refer to like a black perp. Hey, where you going there, Superfly Johnson?
Superfly Dolomite.
Side note: I'm looking at the
article. Are you uninterested?
No, I was looking at the entry from Kukurabura, and right next.
Wait, say it again. I want to hear you say it, and then you say it.
Kukurabura.
Mikiko Ebihara.
Okay.
I get it confused. Her confused with the Godzilla villain Ebirah, who's a giant crab.
No, it does have a weak point you can hit for massive damage.
Fuck, that's what it is.
Hey.
No, right next to it, right now. Right now, there's an ad on our site. I didn't know there's a Mummy game coming out based on.
Yeah, that kind of snuck up on all of us. I didn't know about it till I saw that ad earlier today. And like, there's been like nothing about that. No fanfare whatsoever.
I've seen trailers to every movie I've seen in July for Mummy Returns. No, wait, it's Mummy Comes Back? What is it? Mummy Again?
The Jet Li
Tomb, something.
Mummy's Boy.
Emperor's New Clothes.
Little Mummy.
Look who's Mummy now.
Dark Mummy.
It's either Mummy Forever or Mummy and Robin. Number 3 is...
No, you know what? I really don't know what that movie's called. I've seen that trailer in the last 4 movies I've seen in the theater.
E2 Mummy Tombian.
Including...
just one more.
Wait, that's what it is. It was Dial M for Mummy. Alright.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. That's the name of that fucking movie.
Dragon Emperor.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah. They asked George Lucas, what should we call this movie? Kingdom Crystal! Jungle Crystal!
What's
Jungle
the first
King.
thing that comes to your head? That's probably what you should name it. Like, don't even give it a second thought.
He's all just blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yes, brilliant. We'll call it Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Why don't you just call it Revenge of the Danger? That's
Danger of the problem. Backstroke of the West.
Okay,
So,
what do we got next?
Number 3 is Catalina from GTA 3 and San Andreas.
Oh, what a horror.
That picture is great.
Everyone hates Catalina.
That picture of her with...
She looks like the Joker.
God damn. She doesn't look like the Joker. She looks like the ones in the 1989 Batman, where Jack Nicholson poisons those people. That's what she looks like. Love that Joker.
This website needs an enema.
We're gonna move on.
Catalina is such... She's abrasive. I mean, when she showed up in GTA San Andreas, it's like within 5 minutes, it was like I'd just been dragged through an ocean of sand and glass, and just hated every second I had to spend with that woman.
It is worth noting also the topic that this is not misogynistic at all. promise. Is that another reason we hate all these is that they're just poor example. Like for every one of these, there's an example of a strong female character.
Yeah.
But that it's like not only are they just aggravatingly annoying, they're also some kind of woman stereotype of being weak and helpless, really pushy with their chest tits. I don't know.
Well, those who actually read the article instead of just the headline will see that, we set it up. We're not saying we hate women in video games. We hate women who always follow us around and get on our case and tell us not to drink in front of our friends.
I play video games to escape from all of that.
No, I actually say right in the first paragraph that, we really respect and admire female characters in video games when they're done right.
Don't speak for me.
Fine.
Go ahead,
we think that with the tough, capable characters who are female are something that the industry could use more of, but then we get these instead. And to be fair, going back to the discussion of Catalina here, she is very tough and very capable. She's written to be irritating, although there's really nothing sexist about the way she's portrayed, other than she's a genuinely horrible person.
And a lot of these too aren't just poor characters, but poor gameplay, artificial intelligence, or mechanics that a woman was attributed to.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, this just sucks.
I'm actually not sure what number 2 on the list, 'cause I've never played this game. Assassin's Creed Beggar Lady? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, she's...
Other than asking for handouts,
okay.
I mean...
It's everything you do calls attention to you in that game, and there's one particular woman who... it's been a while, but you want to explain, Michael?
Well,
Yeah,
how do you
okay,
not have attention constantly drawn to you when you're head to toe in stark white?
Because everybody looks like that.
For the same reason
do not. It's all brown.
For the same reason that nobody notices all the fucking lights on Sam Fisher when he's hiding in the shadows.
Those are light dampening lights.
Oh, I see.
Light dampening.
So anyway, to explain this thing, there are 2 characters in Assassin's Creed that are irritating as shit. One of them is this leper guy who stands around with his arms folded, and then when you get close to him, he comes up and just starts shoving you.
Yes.
And the other one is this beggar woman who will not leave you alone. She just runs up in front of you, starts whining constantly. It's like, no, you don't understand. I have nothing. And if you turn away, she will run around and stand in front of you again. And she's just impossible. And if you're trying to keep a low profile, guards will notice that.
Because Assassin's Creed gave you a shove button to get through crowds. If you use it on her, not a guy, but if you use it on her, it will attract attention. You will end up fighting.
Everyone will get pissed at you.
Yes.
Lame.
And I can't steal things. That makes me sad. Are we at number 1?
We are at number 1.
Look, I'm going to try something out. Hold on. Something out instead of a drum roll. Number 1, Michael, is...
Navi!
Hey!
I've been waiting all day. Go, Navi.
Why Navi? Because that, actually. He never fucks up. I think
What could be so important it would necessitate 50 watts?
All right. Everybody to Michael. And this is really important. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Navi is from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That's where she was introduced. She's been around in various forms and other names.
What?
She was less irritating.
Okay.
But Ocarina of Time. She's useful at first. But we
all right, that was the last one.
Difficult to concentrate.
Sorry. I'm seriously ready to.
Just jam on that button a whole bunch of times. Do it.
This is fun.
Yes.
I shouldn't have to explain it this way because
No. I'm done.
Yeah, step away.
Hand is away.
Back up.
Hands away.
I think we've really made the point here.
Yeah.
Also, irritating shit.
But hold on. What if people weren't ing?
No laugh.
No, that didn't work that time.
You've ruined it.
Yeah.
Jokes over.
All right. Well, we're gonna. Oh, Flight of the Navi.
Okay, buddy.
Hold on. Let me get a couple of these out. Okay, we're gonna go into break. When we get back, we are gonna talk about console wars and some new releases this week. Right.
Some new information about the console war.
Stupid lists and good lists.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other crap. So stay tuned.
TalkRadar.
But a more alarmist name would be the Killbot Factory.
Shall we play a game?
Go to gamesradar.com.
Alka-Seltzer brings you Hilltop House.
Catalina, it's Carl. Come on, let's go. We got banks to rob, baby.
In here, mi amor.
All right, come on, let's go.
You get your sorry ass in here right now, Carl Johnson, or I shove a fucking hand grenade up it.
All right, I'm coming. Oh, my God. What in hell's name is that?
This, you fucking prick? This is a rack. I'm gonna torture
babe,
your sorry ass.
Please, no.
You never write to me. You don't call. You treat me like a fucking whore. Like one of your whores.
No, baby, please. I ain't into that shit.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh, baby, please, no. Ow.
Yes.
Hey.
Faster.
Ooh.
Harder.
Ow.
Give
Hey.
me. Oh, yes.
Podcast
Is go?
is go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's talk like ads.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second break of the podcast.
Oh.
This week's new releases. That's what we want to talk about.
What?
Yeah. Is it a situation as in where are they?
Kind of. Because unless you want to play, what do we got? Nothing.
That isn't true. Brett, I believe Sega's... I know they worked hard on this because when I went to Sega Days, they had a TV playing a video in a corner of Beijing Olympics.
No, get this. You know what the actual name? I wrote down the actual name for the Beijing Olympics game.
Don't. Hold on. Wait, let me cue some music. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. It's the Olympic music. Go.
It's called Beijing 2008, the official video game of the Olympic Games.
I disagree because somebody came along and is bringing out also this week Summer Athletics. So it should give your awful game an awful run for its money.
And then there's also SNK Arcade Classics, which if it's not the fighting games, which are already found in multiple compilations.
What about Metal Sliz?
Yeah, also multiple compilations. What the fuck is on this game? I should have looked at that.
There's that the Monsters game.
Like Bubble Brothers?
King of the Monsters?
King of the Monsters, sure. That's a game.
SNK?
That sounds about right, yeah.
It is.
I thought it worked at a games website. Thanks for the support.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Professional.
Oh, sorry, we're supposed to just memorize the names of 20-year-old games off the top of our heads.
What it was is that a friend of mine had a key to the arcade cabinet, and he would just go and steal those massive cartridges. And we had no system to play them. I just show them off at school. Woohoo! Hold on, let me stop chewing ice.
That's no beer and ice, Chris. Oh, wait, I can tell you what games
you can never stop chewing ice, Chris.
What else? What else do we have? We're going to save the biggies for last, of course, but also coming out this week, anybody.
Art of Murder.
The Art of Murder. It's got a whopping 5, and I apologize to Italians, but the art of...
No, you're fine because you're Italian. You can
am. Hey,
you're very Italian.
I get The Art of Murder, and what is the subtitle?
Oh, well, FBI Confidential?
No, sorry.
It sounds vaguely familiar, yeah. FBI something or other.
Shane. But it sounds so dumb. Shane, say the name of the game one more again.
The Art of War, FBI Confidential?
It sounds so fucking dumb. The Art of Murder.
The Art of Murder!
Except did you just say The Art of War?
No, The Art of Murder, so it sounds more like a 50 Cent album. This week on The Art of Murder. Murder. This guy has really turned murder into an art form. The Art of Murder. What the fuck? You cannot pick your game's title out of a hat. That is not cool. That is not fair to anybody. Because you know FBI Confidential was supposed to go in front. Yeah. There was someone really rooting for that. The Art of Murder. Which, by the way, I wrote down just so you didn't think I researched it. We said had a contrived plot, terrible writing, and atrocious voice acting. So good luck to Art of Murder. All right.
So I looked up what was in the SNK Arcade Classics for the 6 of you that are still following along with.
Splice and dice.
Sure. It does have a bunch of the same shit, like Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, World Hunters, Samurai Showdown, Metal Slug. How many different discs?
How much research did you do?
I'm looking at it right now.
What system is it on?
It's on Wii.
Wii is not at an SNK compilation.
Wii's not a system.
But also, something like Magician Lord is already on the Virtual Console.
Magician Lord.
That's a great game.
It's not a bad game. He sent me music he wants me to play in this week's podcast, which I might.
That's Dark Wizard.
Oh, my bad. I cannot believe I got those two mixed up. I am such an asshole.
One is a side-scroller, one is a turn-based strategy game for Sega CD.
Sure,
All
I'm
right.
a total
Next week, coming out, I think next week is... What the hell?
Michael has placed both arms through the chairs.
Michael's put himself in an executive stockade. Here, Shane, I have a picture of that.
All right. There we go.
Oh, it's a very silly podcast.
So the next week...
But you want to jump into the second biggest game of the week?
Sure.
Geometry Whiz 2.
Is that this week?
That is this week. It released it a week early.
Is that the actual title?
Geometry Whiz 2. Geometry Wizards. Geometry Juarez 2.
Call of Geometry Juarez?
Geometry Wars, which I wish I would have looked into it more, but seriously, no online co-op. It isn't possible. This is rudimentary game making, people. I love that you guys have so much to say about this. Come on, it's fucking Geometry Wars. They're like,
I'll download it.
There's not really a lot to say about that shit, man.
Yeah,
because so much. They have like four player multiplayer support.
Oh wow.
No online co-op. I'm sorry.
Lame. That's lame.
Why
Are you happy now?
We don't deserve a podcast.
Who thinks we don't deserve a podcast?
I don't know. We don't deserve a podcast. But the biggie of the week is what's the big game coming out this week? Shane Patterson.
Soul Calibur 4.
Man.
Whatever. It's always going to be funny.
Always? Oh, good.
Always, really?
God forbid I knocked the Soul Calibur, but because I get it. I played the first one. I fucking loved it. We played it.
Oh yeah.
And every time I pick it up, oh wow, this is the exact same Soul Calibur. That's cool. And
yeah.
I see that the ratings on the games and the scores the games are getting. And is any fighting game still worth like a 10, 100?
Yeah. Some people are just that's their game. Like when it comes out, it's like Soul Calibur is the one. That's the only fighting game they'll play. I mean, I dabble barely in it. I think along with everyone else, I played Soul Calibur 2 because Link was in it.
Yeah.
And then when 3 didn't have Link, I was like, nah, no.
Yeah. The Spawn was in it.
No, he was in 2.
Oh,
no, Necrid, I think, was in 3.
Yeah.
It was also designed by Todd McFarlane.
He was in 2, I think, as well.
Was he?
Yeah, because that's why Spawn was in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't play 3 at all. But yeah, 4 is actually the first PS3 game that the multi-platform game that I'm buying the PS3 version instead of the 360 one because of Darth Vader. I actually went through it last night and played the whole thing as him. He's a lot of fun to play.
You are such a fucking dork.
Why?
Darth Vader?
Who is this guy?
What is these Star Wars?
Darth Vader.
Noting Luke Skywalker is also a secret character in the game, although he has gigantic breasts and his name's Sophie Tia.
No, yeah, that's because normally I'd get the 360 one to play online. Not even that I would play that game online, but just to be online and be in that community and see all that stuff. But this is the first time I've turned on my PS3, I think, since December.
Wow.
I know.
It's harsh.
And prior to that, it was March when I bought it of 07.
It's not totally uncommon. Like, fuck. When was the last time you turned on your Wii?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know.
You know what the biggest exclusive is on my Wii?
Oh, Smash Brothers. That's what it was.
Dust.
That is... I'm writing that one down.
It's better than a game.
It keeps on giving. But Brad got it. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I bought my PS3 came in last Friday, and you fired yours up since December to
play Soul Calibur 4. I came home and I was like, oh, I'm actually going to play this. I'm excited to actually turn the friggin' thing on. And I do, and then it might as well have been Navi going, hey, you need to install this. Okay, I did. Hey, you need to download this. Hey, you need to install the patch for the game because the game came out today and there's already a patch or some shit for it. Okay. Hey, you got to install the thing you just downloaded. Hey, it's like, it was 30 minutes before I played the game. I literally just watched menus and bars fill up for 30 minutes and then finally played the game. Media crossbar update, and I know part of that's my fault because I didn't update it regularly, but it's also, this is the only system that punishes you for not turning it on every day.
No, but you say that, but like you and I were both online, and oddly enough, dealing with the exact same issue.
Because we
were on AIM with each other. What are you doing? Waiting for your PS3 to update? Me too. And like I downloaded Pain, a 200 megabyte PlayStation Network game featuring a single level.
Yeah.
And
Which is the last time I turned it on was in December to play Pain.
90 minutes. It continually, the most updates. I played a PC game. I give a lot of shit to PC. At least they'll combine it into one patch or update, which I don't think the PlayStation does at all.
I mean, does it combine all of the updates into one update?
Like one update should be one update. One patch should be one patch. Like
I think something or other. It generally does that.
I had company over. Like, you guys are really gonna love this game.
Foolish.
Ad media bar. It took about 20 or 30 minutes to get a game like Pain going, and it's a game with one level. How much could you have gotten wrong? Played the game when it came out. I thought it was fun. I don't know what you're updating. It has an extra level. Is that it? Is that
the extra level's not out yet?
Yeah, most of those updates are for the architecture of the system and the hardware.
I'm aware that I had to download Pain, then several updates of Pain, and then install those updates and install Pain, and then I got to the extra 10 upgrades. The updates that took for fucking ever.
I think part of the reason for that is because with an online game like Pain, as it updates kind of the architecture of their servers and the online service, that it needs to update the games that use that service in order to whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm not in charge of these things. That's kind of what I'm paid for. It wouldn't really do to have a PlayStation editor go like, hey, I hate the PlayStation. I just play my 360 all day.
That's why I'm gonna ask Shane. Shane,
I said get that ox out of here.
But Shane, what do you think about my PS3 issues?
I don't give a shit.
Hey,
when there's something, just tell me when there's something worth playing on the PS3.
Everybody says it's indiscernible, but I can see the difference with an HDMI cable, 1080p.
Oh yeah,
that
totally
shit unbelievable.
Oh yeah, when I finally got
PS3, looks like the best thing I've ever seen.
When I finally got Soul Calibur running, I had many moments of just looking at it, just looking at the level and all the shit going on. I'm like, I couldn't imagine the 360 one looking that good. I mean, I've played plenty of 360 games that I'm like, holy shit.
No, and I really think
that looks good.
All are stricken with their old 360s with the component cable, and really that HDMI makes a goddamn lot of difference. Anything, Michael?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And it makes a lot of difference even with the PS3. I remember the first time I saw Ratchet and Clank Future, I wasn't very impressed with it, and then I had it hooked up to my TV with an HDMI. It was a bigger TV than I'd originally seen it on. It's like, this looks fucking great.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. It is the best Blu-ray player I've ever fucking seen.
Actually, an interesting point that it's if you look at it as a game system, you can come up with a lot of reasons that it's iffy. But if you look at it as a Blu-ray player, it is better than anything else on the market.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Blu-ray players or DVD players will store all your photos and display them, or let you just plug in some AVI that you've got on a USB stick? I mean, that's impressive.
And you can save scenes. You got a hard drive, and as much as we're bitching about the updates, the Blu-ray player for a while was the only goddamn Blu-ray player that could update itself and make itself better.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever.
Thank you, Sony, for your advertising money.
HD-DVD had that, and that was considered a plus. When techies were buying HD DVD players over Blu-ray when they were both competitive, that was one of the reasons that they had web-enabled. I'll stop talking.
No.
I'm bored. I'm
sorry
myself.
I started us on this path.
I am
not
boring
giving
myself.
free advertising to Sony. Sony, give us money. You owe us money now.
Yeah, go fuck.
The reason we brought all this up, we should have probably mentioned this before we went on to the hardware tangent, but is that this week they released numbers of current hardware install base. Wii is at 30 million worldwide, 360 is 20 million worldwide, and PS3 just hit 14.4 worldwide. PS3 seems to be growing a lot faster than 360 continues to grow.
What?
I didn't hear what that sound was. Train?
Happy people, Brett.
Okay. And,
ladies and gentlemen, Red Elfin.
I'm still. What does everyone like? We already touched on all this. Like what? Like your Wii collects dust. My Wii hasn't been plugged in 8 months or something. Like since I reviewed Smash Brothers and then tried to play it online and said, "Wow, this doesn't work at all," and turned it off. And that's it. I left Mario Kart. I left Mario Kart in the office and haven't even took it home.
People were asking if we could put a sticky for forum Wii numbers, which I just thought. Like, I'm like, yeah, I guess that's okay, but what's the fucking point? Like, I've taken all your Wii numbers down. I've tried to get online with almost everybody from the community, and it doesn't work. It's never, ever worked for me. And we're on, like, what, a fucking T1, a screaming T1 connection? Yeah. Like, it's never worked.
Yeah. Couldn't even get it to work in the office with each other.
In the office with each other. I'm staring at you, Michael. Why are you online? It's like, look at me, motherfucker. I am online. You can see me right here trying to log on, but Nintendo couldn't recognize it. Get your shit together.
And I still keep playing my 360 more than anything else. Although now I'm wrapped up in my DS because of Final Fantasy IV, which is the best thing ever. I will stab you in the heart.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. That was only me speaking. Everybody else here is a Final Fantasy IV fan.
Yeah. More than a fan, sir.
One Final Fantasy game, and that's X2. I won't play any other games. I love
that you can't
that
even
is
call
actually
it.
the only game you've played ever.
It is.
I also love when people call it X2, and it's like and it's 10-2. It's not X.
Yeah, that one sounds a lot better.
It's like I've heard people call. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy X. Fucking 10. Like
10-2, you assholes. 10-2.
I'm not going to say 10-2 because a normal person would say 12. An adult would say 12. I think we should take a break.
I think the takeaway from all that is nobody plays their Wii. Everybody plays the 360, and I would like to play my PS3 more, but have no reason to.
I don't play my Wii because it's infested with Teletubbies.
Well, let me.
Damn, I meant to go
That's a problem.
What's your theory on Teletubbies?
Do we have time to go into my Teletubbies rant?
Absolutely. Maybe we can use it as a break or something.
I've already explained this. It's not that funny.
You haven't explained it to the fucking internet? We're going to do this, and we're going to go screaming into break.
About Teletubbies, I guess. I'm being told to tell this anecdote. The first time I ever saw them, I think I was working at Toys R Us by the time, and the first time I saw them, it was on a toy shelf, and it was all of them standing next to each other, and it just looked like it. They have those faces in the colored sacks, and they're supposed to be like babies or something with TVs in their chest or whatever. But to me, like when I saw them, their skin was so discolored and awful. It looked like someone took a ton of bodies and put them through a grinder and processed them and filled colored sacks with it, and then put eyes and a mouth on it, and then set electricity shooting through it to animate it. And then I think, what would these things actually do? Because they would have no intelligence whatsoever. They would look down and see the TV in their chest and just be like, and just dig their hands into their guts, and then wow, Michael's gonna die.
What the fuck?
And they would slowly pull all their guts out and look at them and like screaming at their own guts. And then all the other ones around them would be like, "What happened?" And would run over, and they'd start tearing the thing inside out, like they wouldn't even be feasting because they don't know what to eat. They're just like mindless sacks of skin, just ripping everybody apart. And there's like bugs and centipedes flying out because they like. Because it's rotten flesh, and bugs would try to make nests in it, obviously. So it's just like go watch the third Halloween movie, and when the kid's head explodes at the end, that's what I picture coming out of a Teletubby.
Oh.
And just the sound, like this guttural, like coming out of the most bass you could ever pull out of it, and it slowly screams to death. And all of this happened the first time I saw the Teletubbies.
TalkRadar.
So fast your tits will shoot at your back.
Blast it, Malamage! My tits are back!
Go to GamesRadar.com.
Step 1, you make your console cost the most. You beat your chest and proudly boast. Despite no good exclusive games, you make a bunch of ridiculous claims. Then ignore our need to play online. Don't make it fun like Xbox Live. Use Blu-ray, which I don't need. Now you're getting your ass kicked by the Wii. Sony, you went wrong with your PS3. I'll just keep playing my 360. Hope this song has helped you understand. Now you know how you killed your brand. Bill Harrison, yeah, you know best. Except you didn't beta test. Sure, I can surf the net, but I can't find my gaming friends. Said Halo 3, don't worry you. Instead you offer Killzone 2. But Killzone 1 sucked before. So what made you think we wanted more? Sony, you went wrong with your PS3. I'll just keep playing my 360. Hope this song has helped you understand. Now you know how you killed your brand.
PlayStation, what we have done successfully over the last 12 or 13 years is to going to be we're going to do some things a little differently. We're going to I don't have any comment to make.
Sony, you went wrong with your PS3. I'll just keep playing my 360. Hope this song has helped you understand. Now you know how you killed your brand. Sony, you went wrong.
Welcome back to TalkRadar. Oh, dentist. Is that not doing pretty good?
That's not as good as "Oh Doctor." Oh Doctor, which I've been saying all week.
Whoa, really? I can't do it. What is our site made of, Mike?
Our site is made of list articles.
List and list and list.
And top 7 lists, mainly.
I'm appearing in somebody's mic. I can hear my.
I hear that one sounds super sensitive all of a sudden.
There's 2 settings on that mic actually. Okay.
Ooh, there, that's much better.
Oh God, yeah, that is so awesome.
Yeah, there's just less white noise now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Hitler! It's TalkRadar coming back. You look like you wanted to hit me in the face.
No, and then that was hilarious.
You really said,
"Oh, Hitler!
Oh, Hitler! Oh, Führer!" We're right back.
Hello,
right back
Rusty.
My tits are back. Okay, we're right back into it, and I'm gonna have to ask you again, Michael. What is Games Radar made up of?
Games Radar is made up of list articles.
Predominantly
top 7 list articles.
Well, I wouldn't even say predominantly because they're only once a week. Once a week.
When Brett Elston talks, everybody should. Go ahead.
I already said it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, or if you listen to the rest of the internet that doesn't read our site, all we ever do is top 10 lists, which is a fallacy.
Top 10.
The internet should do its research by, clicking on our site once in a while to see this isn't a top 10.
Oddly enough, the Dig people never want to do any research unless it has a negative connotation.
Dig people regard clicking a link to be a Herculean task of incredible effort. So
you guys, Dig users, I love you, but you're capital douchebags. As in, you should be led down a long aisle and executed. Anyway, Shane Patterson wrote a list, which is kind of like all the cliched number ones of every list, and that is why I'm very happy to have my friend Shane Patterson in here. Everybody, are you ready?
Yeah,
we're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Shane Patterson. Don't talk until your intro's done. Now.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I wrote the top 10 top 10s, and this was born out of a couple of things. One, I like writing lists.
Lists are fun.
Lists are fun. Two, it seems that whenever we write a list about something, people on Dig and other blog users get pissed at us and scream fail if we don't automatically write what they expect to read all the time. All the fucking time. This isn't number one? Fail! Wait, here's something. We need to clue you in onto something, and I wrote this in my intro. We're tired of writing about the same goddamn thing day in and day out.
But this article doesn't have the Mega Man box art like every other box art on the planet. Fail!
You didn't mention the bad guy in Final Fantasy IV. He was the worst. Fail! Yes, we understand you have personal ties with a certain character in a certain game or a certain thing. If we didn't pick it out, clearly, we probably thought of it and just said, hey, we only have 5 to 10 entries we're going to write about this. We're choosing this. Also, sometimes, this is a little secret for you guys, sometimes we like to switch it up because it's fucking boring writing about the same thing. And also because you might read something else and be like, oh, I may be interested in going about, and reading more about that or playing this game and like, oh, I'm totally gonna pick up on that.
Here's the thing. You guys who are most vocal and negative, it's not in our best interest to appease you, but people who actually read articles.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's more in our interest to surprise people in our lists than give what you think should be the best.
For example, the things in the top 10 list that are always in top 10 lists.
Top 10 lists.
Aerith dying.
Aerith dying.
We already mentioned Mega Man box art. Anytime there's a box art story, somebody has to point out, hey, did you have... Yes, we did. We saw it 9.
Yes.
When Mega Man came out and we were 6, we saw it and went, that doesn't look anything like
I think
that.
every site launches with a list article involving Custer's Revenge at number 1.
Yeah.
Every website.
Rapiest the games.
And it always works, goddammit. It gets linked on Dig and all the blogs. Let it go.
And then after about a week, they'll point out that, did you know the PlayStation began as a CD attachment for the Super Nintendo?
No!
Yes, I did know, because I was alive when it happened.
The top 10 factoids you may not know about the video game industry. They're repeated ad nauseum. Holy shit, we know.
They're repeated ad nauseum because most of the people who read these articles these days were born in 1997.
Yeah. Also on the list.
And yes, if you're listening and you were born in 1997, that is bad, and we hate you.
And to top off Michael Sentiment.
Yes. Also, to run down the list very quickly, because it should be up today, Friday, that you're reading it. The flood level in Halo 1. That level sucks.
Yeah,
you guys know about it because you've either played it or have read about it consistently. That's the theme with this article if you haven't picked up on it. You have read about it already.
Yeah.
Also on there, Tingle. He is such an asshole. Get him out of these Zelda games.
Ooh, whatever. I support Tingle now. He's been dragged around so much. I can't wait. No, fuck you, Navi. Tingle is where it's at.
Also on there, link for the CDI. That we write about it so much because it's so hilariously awful.
It's terrible every time.
It's terrible, and it blows our mind how fucking egregiously horrible it is. And we're just like, wow, let's watch this intro movie.
The only one I'll excuse is because
it's fun.
It's always in list articles, but I get so pissed watching it, I shut it off every time before it's over. So every time it's on a new list, I discover something new. A new reason why that came, the CDI Zelda. Good.
The one I think I like the most is, I don't know what the number actually is, but just the idea of like, you should play Okami.
Number 1.
// Beyond Good and Evil / Psychonauts / the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's like, every time somebody points this out, it's like overlooked games or games you should be playing. And it's like almost every time those articles work, and it's like, Okami came out less than 2 years ago. Is it worth continually pointing it out? Like, yes, we know, and it came out on Wii again, and people didn't buy it again.
That's a good segue into the other thing, is that a couple things this week were the worst. In my opinion, I think I'm almost hardcore. There were a couple of best of lists that I thought were kind of offensive, kind of dumb, and kind of just taken off of sales data and word on the street, and not from people who actually play games,
right?
Who actually love and play games. And the first one, I mean, does everybody have the Telegraph or wherever the fuck it's from?
The 20 best games of all time.
20 best games of all time,
as voted by people who haven't played a game since 1986.
Well, I mean, how far do you want to go into this list?
Well, I think the telling thing here is that number 19, if I remember right, is fucking Wii Play. Who the fuck would vote that to a top 20 best games of all time list? Oh my god!
And you know the people who voted on this list. I'm looking at it on mcvk.com, which is linking to Telegraph. Everything that has a sequel is just this generic term. Like number 13 is Final Fantasy, and number 20 is Guitar Hero. It's like, they don't know which one it was they played. They just said
red, blue, and green.
And then number one is Super Mario Brothers. It's like, I'm sure you played
it. And the picture on the Telegraph, at least, was New Super Mario Brothers for the DS. Meaning they couldn't find a legally cleared Super Mario image.
But then they separate. Number 7 and 10 are GTA San Andreas and Vice City. And then Wii Sports is 12. The game has been out for less than 2 years and is, I blame it for everything wrong with Nintendo now. And the fact that it's fun, but it's like, really greatest of all time? You've given it no time to prove itself.
But it's like, I've been in the unbelievably terrible position of asking people in the street their opinions. And what they do is name the last game they heard of. And what I'd love to see is what I guarantee it wasn't Super Mario Brothers. I don't know, Mario Brothers or the Mario Brothers. That was probably the response that got condensed into Super Mario Brothers.
The Pax-Man, I think.
The Pax-Man. You know they weren't pronouncing that hyphen.
No.
And how number 15 is Lemmings.
Lemmings. I was about to say
Lemmings.
That's how you know it's. That's how you know it's from. That's how you know it's from the UK. It's become Lemmings on there.
Yes, nobody is mentioning Lemmings.
I love Lemmings, but that's not.
It's a great game. It's nowhere near the 20
Lemmings
best.
ruined itself.
Yeah, it did.
Deserves to be dead. It's still being made by a billion other companies. I've let Lemmings go, as have I Frogger. Because if you ask an old woman on the street, Frogger shits her pants. That's all she doesn't know video games. The last time her grandson visited her in 1986, he brought a Frogger, and she remembers it because she's vapid and old and deserves to be fucking euthanized.
Keep in mind, we're not being misogynist.
No.
There could have easily been an old man. I would love to shove an old man's own sock in his mouth until he suffocated in front of his grandchildren.
See, I just want to slap footage.
I'm tired. I've been drinking and I'm tired.
Gulp. As I drink more. Let me finish this ice off. Alright, is that it for the lists?
We get mad at the list. Well, fuck it. You know what? Speaking of lists, do we have anything with these? I'm looking at you, Michael. Michael, are you working next week?
Yes, I am working next week.
Prove it.
By this time, we will have done the things the Force Unleashed won't unleash.
Ooh.
Maybe we want to talk a little bit about that.
Do you want to talk about it now?
Or not. We could. We could talk about it now.
Can you hype it up, Michael?
Can I hype it up?
Come on!
Yeah, it's just basically a list of things that it's gonna basically take off all the constraints and have the Force cranked up to 11. You can do anything. It's gonna be awesome.
They're going to unleash it?
They're going to unleash it.
I have to write this down.
But there are some things that they won't unleash. It's going in a darker direction, but it's not. It's still a Star Wars game. It's still going to be T, so it's not going to have lightsaber decapitations or dismemberments.
Blood.
No blood. No breasts. No exploding heads.
That's what I want. I want to see The Apprentice perform a breast cancer surgery.
It's got great art by Tyler Wilde. It went up this week. You should go take a look at it.
Olston.
Brot Elston. Oh, that's me.
Brot Olston.
Oh, god damn it.
Mary Kate Olsen.
I'm working on next week's top 7, which I'm doing that right now. But I did want to point out we have 2 very visually based features on the site right now that we were going to talk about in the podcast.
We do.
But we can't talk because it's all visual gags, so it's why Japan box art is better, which is doing really well for us right now. It's just, the story's kind of been done before all the other places, but this is just a really good collection. Charlie Barrett put it together, our Xbox editor. And then we also have unlikely gaming lookalikes, just like game characters that look like people in real life, and it's funny.
There really are a couple things in there that it really made me laugh.
Yeah.
So
the first one, Grandma from Ocarina, or Grandma from Wind Waker looks like Nelson Mandela.
I didn't want to spoil it. That made me laugh.
That was brilliant.
That's funny. And check both of those out. Those are good stuff.
Chocolate Shane.
I am going to see Dead Space next week with Cheap Planet editor Paul Ryan, so I might have a feature or something.
And next week I will be working on the podcast. I honestly don't know. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we're out of time.
Time to go.
It's time.
Oh, it is.
If you're listening on iTunes, leave a comment on our iTunes.
Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm working on the podcast. It's not. We're not desperate. These aren't desperate times, but I do think there may be a time where they'll come. People, if you like the podcast, tell your friends. Review them on iTunes. We're going to post a link in the forum to the digs. We just need a little help to convince the bosses it's worthwhile, and possibly to spring for a little bit more equipment, a little better equipment. But I know a couple the guys who do like it a lot, and we really love doing it.
Yeah, if you wrote a positive comment about this, we read it.
Yeah, it'd only take a couple of seconds, so please just review us on there, and we'll throw you shit because I love my Suburbia Ruins. I love my fucking who is it? Chicken Stew jumped on there. Creative Assassin, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Dastardly, what up, yo? Super shout out. And of course, who would I be if I forgot Cluster Shark?
Cluster
Shark. Brett and I were like falling over ourselves trying to answer your question. Oh my God, there's a Cluster Shark in the forums,
which is a word we coined like 3 podcasts ago, or rather, you coined, I should say.
I don't care. Whatever. I want a French cuisine named after it. Yes, I'd like the Cluster Shark. Feed it directly into my mouth. The Cluster Shark. That sounds more like John Lennon. That is not French. Anyway, we all have to get out of here because it's fucking nighttime right now.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
And I needed a little more and a cigarette. So I give somebody parting words. Fucker, that was exactly what I was going to do.
Next week, 5 reasons Metal Gear Solid 4 will never come to 360, and 5 reasons that it definitely will. On some stuff.
I agree with both.
Well, I don't think we should